Play-Doh. The Play-Doh is mixed up.
Welcome, everybody, to the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob. 2018. It's our first show in the new year.
Oh, yeah, it is. I didn't even think about that.
I thought we were going to... We changed things up just a little bit this year. I'm going to let you do it all the topics and whatnot, so go.
Well, first of all...
Oh, you really got something? I thought I was just going to put you on the spot.
You did put me on the spot. But, I'm a professional. Let's talk for just a minute about Play-Doh.
This is how we're going to kick off 2018 is Play-Doh?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Play-Doh for a minute.
Let's talk about Play-Doh. I haven't been making Play-Doh penises in quite a while.
Yeah, but Reagan remembers.
Does she still talk about it?
Yeah, she still goes, look, I made a Winky.
Oh my God.
So our kids have recently discovered the glorious joy of Play-Doh. I loved Play-Doh as a kid. Did you?
I'm not sure if I had any. I know I played with it some.
Oh, yeah, we had some. I loved it. We never had all the fancy stuff that kids have nowadays. Like, it was just like, here's a jar of Play-Doh, use your imagination and build some stuff. But the kids, they have so much Play-Doh. And they got several different Play-Doh sets for Christmas. And one of the ones somebody gave them, it was super cute. It was like a pizza set.
Okay.
It came with like 5 jars of Play-Doh, different colors. And colors for you to make Play-Doh pizza. The crust, the cheese, the toppings. It came with all kinds of stuff to form the little toppings, to form the pizza crust. It has a pizza cutter and just all kinds of stuff with it. Even a little bitty cardboard pizza box.
Wow.
It's the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life. So the other day, they hadn't played with it yet and they wanted to open it. I was like, all right.
I haven't seen this in action yet.
Yo, I have. And I'm about to tell you about it. So they wanted to open it up, and like I said, they got several sets for Christmas, and I was like, let's just open one, because I could just see there being a Play-Doh massacre in our house. If I'm just like, here's 20 cans of Play-Doh, have at it, kids.
And then we have them play on the kitchen table, it's tiled, so every time they play with Play-Doh, the little grout, it always gets just a little more stained than it was last time.
Well, they start out, they have all the accessories, there's plenty enough for them to share. I open all the cans of Play-Doh, and I tell them, I'm like, okay, this is how you work this is how you do this. Oh, there's a thing to make cheese. It's like you squish the Play-Doh, and it comes out, and it's supposed to be the cheese. And they both want to play with that. But anyway, yeah, super cool. So they both have accessories, they both have jars of Play-Doh, and I'm like, I gotta go feed the baby. Y'all just have at it. And the only thing I told them was to share nicely, and also, I was like, don't mix up the colors. Keep the colors separate.
So, all right. They're playing with Play-Doh that you make pizza out of.
Yes.
And the only 2 instructions you gave them was play nice. And what was the other one?
Don't squish the colors together. Okay. Like, obviously, if they make the pizza, the colors are going to touch. But I mean,
one of my instructions would have been, don't eat it.
They know not to eat it. This isn't the first time they've played with it. They know.
Okay.
They've probably tasted it and was like, oh, it's not that good. But yeah, I was like, don't, and I mean, not that I would be mad, but I was like, if you squish it together, it just turns funky colors, and then you won't have these colors anymore. So I go feed the baby. They were content for like an hour and a half.
Really?
Yes.
That's a long gap, man.
And for our kids,
because they're only 3.
Like 5 minutes of contentment, and I would be impressed.
That's like a shower. That's vacuuming the living room, maybe even taking a small nap. Like the opportunities are endless. An hour and a half of content 3-year-olds.
They played nicely.
That's what we all need in our life.
There was a couple of times they fought over the little cheese thingy, but other than that, they played really nice.
You know, I got a text from Tim. It was either today or yesterday. Might have been yesterday. He's, I guess he hasn't been going to work because of the big snowstorm we've had, so he's been working from home or something. I don't know.
Big snowstorm. We had 2 inches of snow in our yard.
Yeah, but we're not meant to have snow, so it shut everything down. You
called it the big snowstorm.
A car exploded out on the highway. You let me tell the story or not. It's actually a compliment to you, and you're interrupting me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So he's had Luke at home, and he sends me a message, and he's like, I don't know how Katie does it. This is what he said, because he's had to watch Luke a couple of days by himself. And it just, it's tiring to have
Preaching to the choir, Bob.
A kid.
Preaching to the choir.
Over and over again all day long.
There's, like, the majority of days, like, by the time our kids all go to bed, I'm like, I don't know how I do it either. People always ask me, how do you do it? I don't know how you do it. Like, I don't have all my crap together. I don't have my ducks in a row.
And you don't drink.
I'm lucky if all my ducks are in the same pond.
Like that's what's amazing to me. What's amazing to me is like when we lay the kids down, you don't automatically just go open wine and start drinking. It's weird.
It's because I'm scared Reese is gonna wake up and then I won't be able to feed him.
Yeah.
I'm paranoid. Only because it happened like one time and it made me feel God, like the scum of the earth.
Oh, it was okay. We had some like formula and I was able to give him some and then...
Yeah, but I'm like holding him and he's like, he's a baby.
Yeah.
You know, in his little bitty baby head, he's like, why can't you just pull the boob out and give it to me? Yeah. It's right there.
He might want to went to sleep.
And I even tested... I tested my milk with the test strips and I've used those before. And I've never had one be positive when I tested it because, I mean, you know, chances are if you think, you know, it's going to be positive or not.
And you were like, I think I should.
No.
I think I should test the milk. And I
had a couple glasses of wine.
Whoa.
Not just one glass. Like I'd had a couple. And it turned positive like right away. And I was like, oh no, you can't have this milk.
You know, speaking of positive, I'm really excited about 2018.
I never finished the Play-Doh story.
Oh, give me the Play-Doh story. We'll switch back. Go ahead.
So anyway, kids are playing. I go in there.
I thought you were like, they were content for an hour and a half. That's an amazing story.
No, I go in there. I walk in the kitchen because this is the first time I had laid eyes on them.
In an hour and a half? Where did you
could hear them and like they would come into the living room and I'm like, take the Play-Doh back. For a long time I was sitting there feeding the baby. Anyway, I walk in the kitchen and there is like vomit colored Play-Doh.
Oh, they mixed it all together.
They mixed all 5 jars of it together. And there was Play-Doh crumblies and little sprinkles everywhere. Like how you make Play-Doh become so crumbly and crumb-like and spread it all over my kitchen. I have no idea. But yeah, it was all mixed up. And I don't know about other people, but my nerves can't handle that. I'm like, this is wrong. This is wrong.
Well, here's the thing, though. How much money in Play-Doh did they mess up?
Well, that was it. That was a gift.
They're like, so it was free. But no, the Play-Doh's like, what, 50 cents a jar? And there were 5 of them. So you're talking about $2.50 for an hour and a half of contentment?
I'm not saying it wasn't worth it, but I'm still saying, like, when I came around that corner.
I'll go buy $20 worth of Play-Doh right now.
I came around the corner and the Play-Doh was all mushed together and it looked like vomit. Because, I mean, there was red, green, yellow, white, and brown.
And you were like, ah!
I was like, oh, God.
Your eyes start twitching.
Well, and they were done by this point, so I had to start cleaning it up, and I'm like, what do I do with this? So I just line up.
I ate it.
No, God, no. I just line up the jars, and I just start cramming Play-Doh in the jars, because, I mean, it was all the same.
Sure. So now we got 5.
It's all vomit-colored.
Now we got 5 jars of vomit-colored Play-Doh.
Yup. But guess what happened today whenever they asked to play with Play-Doh? I was like, here you go. Have at it, kids.
Were they pissed off?
No.
No, they played with it?
No, I was like, you know, the colors on the lids didn't necessarily match what was inside.
Of course they didn't.
Reagan was like, I want the red one. And I said, sweetheart, they're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
They all funky colors. And of course, our daughter, she's so girly. I open up the cans and she said, look, Mom, I have rainbow color. And I was like, you sure do, sweetheart.
Way to take a lemon and make some lemonade. She's going to be all right.
She didn't care.
She must have more of you in her than me.
She's very positive. I mean, she's a diva and she has an attitude, but she's very positive and like she constantly says, "Thank you, Mommy. Thank you for braiding my hair yesterday."
She's got to get that from you because that positivity thing that don't run in my blood.
Not at all.
Like I open it up and I'm like, "Great, the whole night's ruined," and then I throw it through the window. Like that's how I play with Play-Doh.
Like is it like abnormal that it like tore up my nerves?
Yes, it is.
I was like, the fact that this Play-Doh is all mixed together, I can't even take it right now.
Yeah,
and there was plenty more jars. We probably have 20 more things of Play-Doh in our house.
You are on a different level than I think most people. Not all people, because I mean, like...
I think I need serious, like, OCD treatment.
I don't think I have OCD. I mean, you probably have, like, a small little amount of it.
I think, like, all kidding aside, because lots of people always joke, like, oh, I'm so OCD about this. Like, I think I seriously have...
Oh, you have something, for sure.
I have OCD issues, for sure. I probably need to seek professional help.
But, no, it's fine. It's right in line. Because, I mean, like, I'm so far off in the other direction that we kind of balance each other out.
Is that what it is? Yeah. You're just, like, floating off la-di-da, and I'm over here like, the Play-Doh is mixed up.
See, like, if it wasn't for you, that Play-Doh would still be on the table right now.
Oh, my God. It was everywhere. And, like... I was sweeping the floor, and the Play-Doh crumbs, they just kept multiplying. And so, like, by the time I swept our kitchen floor, I had, like, a mountain of Play-Doh crumbs.
Yeah. What are you going to
do? I'm flying by the seat of my pants over here.
Well, look, 2018. I think it's already shaping up to be a better year. We're only, like, 3 days in.
We're more than 3 days in.
What's the date?
Well, technically, it's the 6th.
Really?
Yeah. Where have you been?
This year's flying by.
This year's gone by so fast.
It's quick. It's gone by quick. This is what I'm going to say about 2017. And I say this with all sincerity. And it's very weird because we had two really huge things happen to us in 2017. One, we had the baby. We had Reese. And then we bought our first house. You know what I mean? Those were huge things.
Yeah, those are two of the biggest life events. And we crammed them in, like, we closed on our house April 5th.
We were like, house, boom, baby, boom.
So, yeah, we closed April 5th.
You were decorating the baby room while you were like 8 months pregnant.
And then Reese was born May 29th.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure? Oh, it's me. I'm the one that messes that up, not you.
I know when my children were born. They came out of my body. That's something I would definitely remember.
Yeah. Ding dong. I'm here. So, that being said, like, this is going to come out really negative, and I don't want you to take it that way. 2017.
What?
2017, since we've been married, probably one of my worst years.
It was hard. We bought a house and had a baby.
It was
stressful.
Absolutely the most difficult year for me I've had, I think, ever. Like, between...
Oh, I agree. I feel the same way.
Buying the house, having the baby, the other one's turning 3, them just getting into the whole... I want to do whatever I want or I'm going to scream phase. And then I also had difficulties at work. So it was like I was stressed out all the time.
Yeah, it was like the one word to stress up 2017 for me personally is just stressed.
I gained weight.
I was stressed.
Oh my gosh.
I did too.
Like I was already fat, but then I went poof, and it was like, oh, he's got an issue. Like that's what happened. Like I know for a fact people saw me last year and was like, is he getting out of control? Because it was. But 6 days in, now, technically, 6 days in, I've lost like 6 pounds.
I've lost 6 pounds.
You've lost some. Well. And I don't know, I just feel better. Like when the year ended, something in my brain just went, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, just the whole process of buying a house and then being pregnant while we were buying the house and then having to prepare for a baby. It's like when you have that going on, it doesn't leave much room in your life to focus on a whole lot else, especially when you have, well, at the beginning of 2017, we had 2-year-old twins, but yeah, life was so full and it was like, that's all we had room to focus on. And so I feel like now we have settled into this new stage of life. And so we have a little bit more space in our brains to think about other things. Not a whole lot, but a little bit.
I do have something that I'm somewhat concerned about. We're doing this new diet. What's it called?
The keto diet.
Okay, that means I'm angry. That's what that means. That's what that diet means. We don't have bread anymore. We don't eat bread. But you've done some pretty amazing stuff with food since then. Tonight we had pizzas that you made from coconut flour, which is really impressive. We did the spaghetti squash for the first time. Mm-hmm. We had like this taco chicken thing in a bowl. It was really, really good.
This chicken fajita bake.
I just need you to do me a favor.
What?
Don't turn into a hippie.
Because like we're turning into a hippie. I'm just not eating carbs.
I know, but like you're making some food that's like
healthy. I'm sorry. I'm feeding you healthy crap.
It's not
trying to make you healthier, live longer. Forgive me. Jeez Louise.
You're like, you fat man, here, eat this squash.
I made this pizza tonight from scratch with my bare hands.
You did.
And you're like, ugh.
No, it was good. It was really good. It's just like, I saw how excited you were about it, and I was like, oh, God, she's fixing to make everything from scratch. It's not going to be too long for me to have a garden in the backyard.
I would love to have a garden, but I don't have that kind of time.
Here it goes. Oh, God. No, you never seen...
Because you have a garden, does that make you a hippie?
No, I'm just... You know what I'm talking about. You ever seen those people online where they're like, everything in my house I made? You know what I mean? Like, I'm making my own candles, and I'm making my own... And we've made candles of soap before. And, like, I grow... This is the pizza I made out of the food I grew in my backyard. Like, I do want to be healthy. I do. I just don't want it to, like...
We're 6 days in, and you're scared I'm, like, gonna change you too much.
I know I'm gonna come home tomorrow and you're gonna be in one of those brown robes with the flower sticking out of your hair, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. I am really proud of you, and I'm scared.
Why?
Well, this is what happened. I had lost a little bit of weight, and then we went to spend the weekend with my family. And here's the thing about my family. They're all like me. We're all angry fat people. That's what my family is. Angry fat people. And we're emotional eaters. Not only are we like, we love food, but we're emotional eaters. So it's like we get angry and we eat. Or when we're happy, we eat. Or if we're bored, we eat. That's what we do. We eat. And that's why I look like this. That's what
I've never eaten so much grits.
That's what I was about to say.
In such a short amount of time in my life, but they were delicious.
We go to my grandma's house.
The way to kick off the no carbs. Like,
it was Friday night, right?
Yeah, we left last Friday.
So we get there Friday. Saturday morning, we wake up, and then there's a bunch of fat McNights, and we're all like, what are we going to do for food? Let's get food. And before you know it, we've got ham. We got fried ham.
Your mom cooked breakfast Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, there's like eggs and cheese, and there's bacon and grits and biscuits, and that's breakfast. That's like kicking off the weekend, right? And what do we have for lunch? Do you even remember?
I don't remember.
It was something else not good. And then that night for dinner, I know what we had. We had biscuits and gravy. We had chicken. We had asparagus. I mean, it was like a smorgasbord of like weird random foods, and it was delicious. So good. Then we went to sleep, so to speak, because we had a rough night. That first night was real cold. We got up
Both nights we were there were kind of rough. The second night was much better.
Much better,
The first night, like, we barely slept at all. Like, Reese was up till almost 6 a.m. Yeah.
So we get up Sunday morning.
I needed comfort food.
Yeah, we get up Sunday morning, and once again, there's a bunch of fat McNights running around, and we're like, hey, let's have grits. And then we have grits and eggs and ham again, and delicious.
And donuts.
Oh, and donuts. Mary Klein came in with 2 boxes of donuts.
They were so good.
I ate a donut while I was waiting for breakfast to get ready. Like, that's the life that the McKnights lead. That's why we all get real wide, because that's how we live. Okay, so we ate this stuff, and it was delicious. Grits, cheese, eggs, meat, amazing. Then my older brother comes over, like, what, 3 maybe?
Something like that. And
he brings a huge pot of grits with him.
Shrimp and grits.
So we ate grits
We can't be talking about it, because my mouth, I'm going to start drooling just thinking about it, because it was probably one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life. Yeah. Like, it was
my first time eating shrimp and grits.
Good. It was so good. Like, Wayne is an excellent cook anyway, so pretty much anytime he cooks for the family, like, you know it's going to be good. But, oh my God, it was so good.
My only issue with Wayne is that I never know when he's coming to visit. So, buddy, if you're listening to this, can you just give somebody a call every now and then and just go, hey, I'm coming to the state? I always find out, like, my mom will call and she's like, Wayne's going to be here in an hour. And I'm like, thanks. But no, it was delicious. So, this is what happens. We're driving home. This is Sunday night. Is it New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
So we're driving home New Year's Eve. And then I hear you say this. I gained weight this weekend. We're going on a diet. And I went, oh God.
No, I had already talked to you about it.
You have. But then again, as fat people, we always talk about going on a diet. But I heard it in your voice.
No, I talked to you about it seriously on the way there, actually, in the car.
You did. You talked to me about it seriously, and then we ate 18 pounds of grits. That is, I get it. But there was something different. I heard it. You said, I've got to lose weight. We're on a diet. Or you said, I'm going on a diet. And what that means is we're all going on a diet. That's what that means because you're the cook. Yeah. You're the one that provides the food to the family.
Yeah, you basically didn't have a choice in the matter.
So I was and like the hairs on the back of my neck stood up because I was like, oh, all the good food's going away.
Well, I asked you if this is something that you want to do, and I explained to you what, I wanted to do. Yeah. You're like, yeah,
of course.
Let's do it.
That doesn't mean I'm going to like it. Like when I say I'm going on a diet and like you're not necessarily with me, there's still going to be days that I get to eat like, unhealthy, delicious food.
Yeah, you leave the house and you cheat. Because that's what happened the other day. We're like 3 days into this no carbs, and then you tell me that you ate a bagel, and I was like,
well, this is what happened. You went on a no carb diet, and I am just an innocent bystander in the no carb diet. I'm down. Look, I'm down. I'm telling you, I'm down.
Like that you want to diet. Like whenever I was pregnant and stuff, and you're like, I'm going to go on a diet. And I was like, I can't do it with you right now. Mm-hmm. And you're always talking about wanting to go on a diet, and I'm doing the thing, so you can come along with me or not.
Well, I mean, I don't have a choice, and I'm coming along. I'm not saying the only reason.
You don't have to eat my homemade pizza from scratch, Bob.
Listen, the only reason I ate that bagel, it was special circumstances. And I told you what the deal was. You
just wanted to rub in my face, but I'm going to go home and I'm okay. Yeah,
no, I didn't tell you a thing.
I had bread or sugar in days. I didn't. And I'd be like, I had a bagel.
I didn't tell you anything.
Cream cheese on it.
I didn't tell you. It had a ton of cream cheese on it. I didn't tell you anything. I just came home and started hanging out with the family. And you go, what'd you eat for lunch today? And I said, I don't want to tell you. And then like you pretty much pried it out of me. And finally I was like, look, I don't want to tell you, which that means.
The day before you came home and told me what you had for lunch, you said, I had a salad, but I also had potato soup and bread with it. And I was like, what the heck, Bob?
There were special circumstances to that too.
Yeah, okay.
There was. Somebody gave me...
like, I'm going to eat all the carbs I can while I'm not at home.
I go to work and I clock in and then I'm like, who has the bread?
I need starch now.
See, you're really making me sound like I'm not really in this with you, and that's not the case.
Are you
it's not the case. I am.
Are you?
I am. I showed you pictures on my phone tonight of everybody eating cake while I just stood there. Like, I'm with you.
Why were you taking pictures of people eating cake?
Because I'm dying on the inside.
Are you standing there? I'm gonna pee.
I'm looking at pictures of cake like porn on my phone. I'm just like,
I'll be like, if I eat this cake, Katie's gonna kill me. So I'm gonna take a picture.
No, this is the worst part.
I can cherish this moment.
Listen, it gets better. It gets better. The story gets better. We had 2 cakes. No, focus. We had 2 cakes at work, okay?
How many times have you looked at that picture since you took it?
Probably 4 or 5 times.
What kind of cake was it?
It was confetti cake.
You knew exactly what type of cake it was.
Yeah.
What kind of frosting?
I don't know. White frosting? I'm not a big fan of frosting. You know that. I just like the bread part. There were 2 cakes. All right. The reason is because we had an employee that was retiring. He had the confetti cake. And then we had another employee that was like moving away, like Canada.
Moving to Canada?
Yeah.
Why?
He fell in love.
Oh, okay.
So he's moving to Canada. One guy's retiring. So we had the one guy come in that was retiring, and we had the confetti cake. I didn't eat any. That's when I took the picture, right? Then it was like 20 minutes later where the other guy come in, and there was still like confetti cake all over the table. So he didn't even cut the cake we got him. He got it and took it up front and was going to share it with other employees. So now I didn't know this cake, and I wanted it. I did.
It's confetti cake, of course. Confetti cake is delicious.
But I didn't eat it. By the way, whatever we were talking about that we spun off and get to this, I'm sorry. I don't remember what point I was trying to make earlier. But a little bit later, I had to go talk to the store manager. And I go up front into the office, and I'm sitting there, and on this desk is this cake. And it has the knife and some plates. It's been cut into. It's ready to go. Now.
Were you looking at it?
I was.
Was it calling your
name? Like, at one point, I looked up, and I go, what did you say? Because I was looking at this cake.
Focused?
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like,
I cannot talk to you right now with this cake sitting here. Get this thing out of my face.
Katie, I'm telling you, I was about a second away from just sticking my finger in that cake. Just licking it like that cheese, like a cheese popcorn that we talked about in episode 91. And the reason is because I'd had some peanuts and that was it. Like an hour, like maybe 2 hours before that, I'd had a chance to have like some real food. So not only is there like a cake sitting there, and when you want cake the most is when you're not allowed to have cake.
Oh, of course.
It's like you could eat dinner and somebody put a cake in front of you and they go, you can't eat none of this cake. And you sitting there like, I'm eating this damn cake you put in front of me. So like, I can't have the cake. And on top of not being able to have the cake, my stomach's growling. I didn't eat the cake.
Look at you.
I know. It's good, right?
Willpower, man.
Yeah. But then I was outside. I left work and I was in my car and I was angry. I was swerving all over the place. I hit an old lady. No, not really.
What? Oh my God.
I'm just joking.
You said it so seriously. You're like, I was swerving. I hit an old lady. You even made the noise. That's what old lady would sound like.
Gray hairs are 15 points.
Man, carb cravings are rough. Like, I would rather quit smoking 15 times over than have to go on a diet. And I've quit smoking twice in my life. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't smoke now. It's been years. But yeah, I've quit twice and it was hard. But I would rather quit smoking over and over and over than have to diet.
People say that. I've said it. Oh, I quit smoking years ago. I quit smoking. I quit smoking. I quit smoking. I don't think that's a real thing.
What do you mean?
At least in my shoes, that's not a real thing. Because I've come to find out that I never quit smoking. I just didn't do it anymore. Because when you quit something, it's over. And it ain't over for me. Like, and I mainly think it's because of 2017. Like, towards the end of that year, I was just like every day I was like, I want a cigarette. I want a cigarette. And then I ended up smoking one in New York. And since I got back, I haven't wanted one. I think I got out of my system. Like, I got so stressed out and panicked. It was good, but like, there's still something on the back of my brain that's like, do have another one day. Like, you don't feel that at all?
No.
You're never like, I really
Whenever
have a cigarette.
I quit smoking, it was completely spur of the moment.
When I threw them out of the truck window?
Well, that was the first time. The second time since I've no longer smoked ever again.
Oh, yeah, because like what happened was we both smoked Camels, right? Didn't you smoke Camels?
At one point, yeah.
I smoked Camel menthol lights in a box. And then we quit smoking. And then it was like 6 months later, they came out with the Camel Crushes. And I was like, wait, you can smoke a cigarette and then pop the filter and it fills up with like mint? We got to try those. And then we smoked again for a year. What were we saying? Go ahead. Sorry, I just got nostalgia. Cigarette nostalgia.
Whenever I... like, you were thinking of it so fondly.
I was.
No, whenever I quit smoking...
Do they still have those?
Yes, because I think George smokes those.
Really? George? Wait. This dude we see all the time's got Camel Crushes?
Yes. I think so.
That's good to know.
Stop. No, the thing that's kept me from smoking is like I said, spur of the moment, I had like 2 cigarettes left in the pack. And then I looked at it and was like, I'm going to quit smoking today. And whenever I went to go light my last cigarette in the pack, I made a promise to myself. And I like literally was like, Katie, I promise you this is the last cigarette you will ever smoke.
Oh, and you're one of those promise peoples.
What does that mean?
Like, a promise is for real. Like,
I take promises very, very seriously. And so, yeah, there's been plenty of times where I wanted to pick up a cigarette and smoke it. And it's the only thing that has kept me from doing it is I would break that promise. And I couldn't live with myself.
That's deep.
Yeah, I couldn't.
That's deep.
Yeah, so it worked, I guess. It's been like 8 years.
Really? You haven't smoked a cigarette in 8 years?
Like 7.5.
Wow. That's good. You know what? That's legitimate. That was legitimate crap.
My sister was pregnant with...
That was legitimate clap.
My sister was pregnant with Mason. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the things that, did it in for me. I was like... Because we all lived together at the time. And I was like, I can't be smoking around this baby. Even though she smokes and my mom smokes and you smoke and my dad smokes. Everybody smoked. I was like, I couldn't, in good conscience. I didn't want to be smoking around the baby.
I think I'm going to need your help more than ever this year with the show. Like, my emotions have been just like up and down constantly. And the way that I look at this show is not only is it a way to like just relieve, stress. We just come in, we have fun, we talk. You know what I mean? But it's supposed to be funny. Like, that's what I want this show to be, is I want people to laugh and have a good time. So like, I came home from work today and I was in a good mood. That's like 2 days in a row.
That's like a record for you.
I came home and I was like, I'm happy to be alive. And
it was just like you came home happy the last 2 days, but it was 3 days ago. I was
fantasizing about that cake.
That night, the kids, they came up to me, they said, Mommy, why is Daddy mad? And there was nothing going on. You were just mad in general. So there was no...
That really happened?
Yeah, Reagan and Riley. Well, I was at the kitchen sink and they walked up to me and they said, Mommy, why is Daddy mad?
When was this?
It was 3 nights ago.
Do you know why I was mad?
You weren't mad at a specific thing.
Oh, so, I was just walking around being a McKnight.
Yeah, so I didn't have anything to tell them. And I can't even remember what I said to them. I think I was like, Daddy's not mad. He's just tired, or I don't know. Yeah, they came up to me, their little faces, looking up at me. Mommy, why is Daddy mad?
I feel so bad now. Literally the story I was trying to tell you was, I was really happy and I was like, oh, we're going to record tonight. It's going to be good. And then we had a bad experience at bedtime with the kids. When it becomes to bedtime, they just lose their flipping minds. And by the time it's over, I'm aggravated. And then I'm like, I can't record. I just can't, because I want to go into it happy, I don't want to start the show. Welcome everybody to the Bob and Katie show. Oh God, today was really crappy day. A lot of people start podcasts off like that. And I'm like, I don't want to take people down that road. I want to lift people up,
Yeah.
So I'm going to need you to help me with that, Just
that may be beyond my...
They smack me if you need to. You know what?
Pay grade. I don't know. Beyond my realm of knowledge.
I'm going to tell you what saved the show tonight. It was a mixture of 2 different things. Well, 4 different things if you get technical with it. The first thing was I had a drink. I was really tired. And I normally drink, I've been drinking this cran apple juice.
You made some concoction with Red Bull?
Yeah, I normally drink cran apple juice with the peach vodka and it tastes delicious. And tonight I was really tired. And I was like, well, I'm going to have cran apple juice, peach vodka, and I'm going to pour Red Bull in it.
Well, all I know is you made this drink and I had put Reese to bed and he had woken back up. And we were in the midst of trying to clean up the kitchen, the living room, everything still a mess. So I had just finished up the dishes and he woke up. I go upstairs, I rock him, get him back to sleep. By the time I come back downstairs, you had finished cleaning the kitchen.
I wiped the counters off the table. I cleaned the floors in the kitchen.
You were vacuuming the living room and you were just like a busy little bee fluttering around. And I was like, oh my God.
I had caffeine late at night is what happened.
It's like, maybe we should do this more often.
So that was the first thing. The second thing was we were watching the new Dave Chappelle stand-up on Netflix, and he told a joke, and I must have laughed for 10 minutes.
I don't know that I've ever seen you laugh that hard before.
Did you really not think it was funny?
No, I did. I thought it was funny. I chuckled.
I just thought about it. Okay. So
it definitely made me laugh, but it got you, man. It really got you good.
As soon as he said the joke, I immediately hit the pause button because I knew that my brain was getting ready to shut down and I wasn't going to hear anything else.
That's how I felt about the lady gift wrapping the cat.
Yeah.
Whenever I laughed for 15 minutes straight and you're just like, it's not that funny.
I don't even know. I'm not even sure what he was talking about at this point, but this is what he says. He goes, not orgasm. Orgasm's not the word I'm looking for.
Orgy.
Yeah, he was like, I know how to stop an orgy real fast. All you got to do is in the middle of it. If things get real quiet, I can't even say it. He said, if things get real quiet, just go, ooh.
Oh, gosh. You're gonna Get yourself going again. Don't you wake the kids up.
I hit as soon as he said.
Did you pee a little?
In there?
When you were laughing so hard.
No, I didn't. Because I had a pretty good bladder. If you would have found something as funny as I found that, you'd have pissed all over the couch to the floor. You'd have thrown up. As soon as he goes, ew, I hit the pause button immediately because I knew I was going to lose it. I was laughing so hard, I felt my eyeball starting to bulge. You know what I mean?
Oh, gosh.
Like, they felt like they was going to pop out. I had tears running down. My nose stopped up. My throat got tight. My nose started running. Like, I'm not sick or anything.
So hard that, like, an hour later, you're still, like, coughing?
Yeah. I'm right there. My throat is sore right now from laughing earlier. And then it ended. Or, not the episode, but, like, my laugh ended. And I felt so good. You know what I mean? Like, I was awake because of the Red Bull. I had a little bit of a buzz because of the vodka. But the laugh, it's what did it, Like, I was like, we're going to record tonight. And I don't care.
Laughter is the best medicine, Bob.
Like, I don't care if it even sucks. It's going to be fun for me. You know what I mean? It's like, and I hope that translates to somebody out there, but it's going to be fun for me.
I know you're like, let's record. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can barely keep my eyes open.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just tired.
Can we keep going?
Yeah, I'm okay.
How about some news?
Okay. Welcome to the Bob O'Clock News.
Pick a number 1 to 7.
1 to 7? 3.
Okay, 3. New Hanover County, North Carolina.
Oh, Lord. This is local,
Oh, yeah. This is some local news making the Bob O'Clock. You done? You choking? I'm not cutting anything, so keep coughing. Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, my gosh.
All right, here we go. Over 150 ducks and nearly a dozen feral cats were removed from a woman's home in New Hanover County.
Oh, my gosh.
Last week, according to the sheriff's office, brought to us by WECT.com.
Wait, she had how many ducks?
Over 150.
Ducks?
Yes, ducks. Wang, wang. Ducks. Avlac. Those things.
And then how many? And you said it was cats? Ducks and cats?
Ducks and cats, yeah.
And all those ducks and cats got along?
11 to 14 cats.
Okay, so it wasn't nearly as many cats. I'm sure all the ducks kept those cats in line.
All the ducks were underweight.
Oh.
They said that most of them weighed about half of what they should.
Oh my God. Why do you want to read me this for?
Okay, they said that the investigation began about 3 weeks ago after the subject visited her local veterinarian. Brewer said that Huber, I think is the woman's name, Huber, brought in a sick kitten to be treated at the vet's office, but refused the medical care suggested by the veterinarian. Following the visit, the veterinarian reached out to the sheriff's office. So it didn't even give any details, but the the veterinarian was like, something's wrong with this cat. And probably was like, it's going to cost you this much money. And she was like, I'm not paying that. That's my assumption anyways. Mm-hmm. But whatever this was bad enough. I'm assuming this veterinarian's seen cases like this. Like, this is probably brought on by having a lot of animals in your house. Or maybe like the cat was just really sick and underfed or something. So yeah, the cops basically raid the place. And there's ducks everywhere.
That's a lot of ducks.
Duck poop. Duck.
Like inside the house?
Yes,
like the ducks
inside the house.
lived inside? This is really sad. Like, I don't even want to make jokes about it. It's sad.
She was 56 years old. She got arrested. Put under a $3,600 bond. Here's my thing. How do you function in a house with 14 cats and 150 ducks?
I'm just thinking it would be loud. Them ducks, like, they quack.
Could you imagine if like 10 or 15 of them just quacked at the same time? How loud that would be?
I'm just saying, like, could you imagine the noise? Just constant.
How embarrassing is that? Like, you're the duck lady now. You know what I mean? Like, you come home from work, and now there's like a Mighty Ducks jersey hanging on your garage. Like, stuff like that is going to happen.
Like, oh, you think, like, vandalism?
Oh, yeah. People are going to, like, spray paint the flying V, on her house or something weird like that. You can't get caught with 150 ducks and not expect some kind of backlash.
It's like, how does one come to accumulate 150 ducks?
Like she goes down to like Greenfield Lake with a bag of bread and a
Come
net.
here, little duckies. Yeah. You're coming home with me.
She like throws.
I'm assuming with bread. That many ducks, like they're mating or something. And
I guess, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Like she started with 2, or 20. I don't know. It's like that's a lot of ducks.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, how do you? That's a lot.
Even if they were baby ducks,
it scares me. Like, have you ever like been to the park and fed the ducks?
Oh, and one like come at you?
Yeah, that's like horrifying. Some of them want to like buck up at you, like, what? You got some bread for me or what? Yeah. And like they want to come after you. They can be aggressive. Yeah. They scare me.
They like puff up their shoulders, like, got any grapes? And like I told you, duck, we ain't got no grapes. So 150 ducks. If you listen to this episode and you have more than 6 animals in your house and you don't have a zoo, just pay attention. Take a step back. Make sure it's all good. That's a lot of animals. That's a lot of animals.
Well, so why do you draw the line at 6, though? That's your magical number?
No, I did draw a line at 6. I said if you have 6, just take a step back and make sure everything's cool. Don't let it get out of hand. That's what I'm saying. Like, my dad has, 12 chickens or something?
I think he has more
than that. But I don't believe he's crossed the line because he actually has a coop set up. He has houses for them.
That's different.
Like he takes care of them.
They're not living in the house.
Yeah, these ducks were in this woman's house.
If we go to your parents' house and they've got like 15 chickens up in the house,
yeah,
that's a whole different story.
Like, Dad, we need to take a drive and talk about things. And I'd be like, Katie, while we're on this drive, you need to open up the door and let these chickens go.
Your dad threatened. There was at one point where they had a lot of cats hanging around, where they had some cats and then cats were mating. Other stray cats were like, oh, you're cat people. We're going to come hang out here. And there was like a lot of cats hanging around.
And they really weren't cat people. Like, my dad's not a cat person.
No. And like the cats didn't go inside. But we were leaving your parents' house one day and your dad was like, you want me to fix you up a bag? Like, of cats.
Yeah. He's going to give us a bag of cats.
Like, just like, hey, you want me to fix you up a bag of leftovers? It was like, you want me to fix you a bag?
And I'm like, no, man, I got too many little things at home right now that I'm trying to feed and keep alive. I don't need any more little things to take care of.
Like, no, I don't need a bag of cats.
And cats are the worst, man.
Why do you say cats are the worst? Because I want a cat so bad.
Well, you ain't getting one.
I know.
They just, it's strict, for me, it's strictly the litter box. That's my problem with cats.
But they go in a box.
It's almost awesome.
But they go in a box. We can't even get our children to stop peeing on the floor.
Look, our kids are really good about being potty trained. I don't know what happened today.
Riley had 3 accidents today, which is crazy.
I came home.
He's been doing so good.
And you wanted to cook these pizzas, and I was like, I'm going to take the kids upstairs. So what I did was I let them into the podcast room, which never happens. Like, they don't come in here. And I turned the TV on. I played some cartoons. I was like, sit in the chair. Don't touch my table. Don't touch the equipment on the table. We'll just hang out.
And then I hear Reagan go, ew, Riley peed.
He pissed right on the floor in the studio. And I'm like, come on, man. I said, why did you pee on the floor? And he goes, I had to pee.
There's a bathroom like 3 feet from the entrance of...
Yeah, he knows. The podcast room. He knows. This is what happens, is he really liked what we were watching on TV. And he didn't want to go to the bathroom.
That's how he has his accidents, is he's too busy. That's all it is he doesn't want to stop. Like, if he's watching TV, he doesn't want to stop to go pee.
Yeah.
He'll be standing there doing the pee-pee dance, watching Blaze and the Monster Machines. And I'm like, dude, I can pause it. Go pee. And then when he does pee in the potty, he's still getting the point of pointing the winky down. So sometimes he's peeing and it's shooting out across the whole bathroom.
Yeah.
And
we'll
I don't get mad at him for that.
Why don't you get mad at him?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, at least he's trying to pee in the potty.
That's okay. Sanford, North Carolina.
Oh my gosh.
We're getting a little bit further away.
That last one was just sad.
This one might be sad too, depending on how you take it.
Oh my gosh.
A Sanford woman is accused of dumping a body of a man on the side of the road. So this is basically what happens. She's doing drugs with this guy, right? She's doing some drugs.
How do you know she's doing drugs?
Because it says so in the article. I'm trying to tell you the story right now. Don't you just calm down and listen. He overdosed and died. And she was like, pfft, and kicked him out the car and left.
Just like on the side of the road?
Yeah. You can't do that. Here's the thing. The charge for having like, I'm assuming like some heroin or something, because it takes something pretty strong to overdose and die. It's got to be a lesser charge than like dumping a dead body.
Yeah, I don't know, but I would assume so.
Like she didn't kill the guy. He overdosed. They were doing drugs.
Yeah, but if she was on drugs too, she probably wasn't thinking clearly.
Oh, do you think that's how that works?
I'm assuming.
Do you think that's how it is?
Yeah. I mean, once again, beyond my realm of knowledge, but sure, we'll assume that.
She was put under $75,000 bond. That's wild. If she had went to jail, like if she went to the hospital and was like, we were doing heroin, he overdosed, police tried to save him, oh, he's dead. She'd have gone to jail for like 2 nights, got out, had a court date, might have got some community service, but now she's being charged with dumping a dead body. Plus, they're probably going to tag drug charges on her.
Oh, my.
Come on, people. It's not a hard game to play. If you're going to do drugs and then somebody dies, just take them to the hospital.
These Bob o'clock news stories are a little on the serious side tonight, Bob.
Is it too much?
It's kind of depressing.
These are all dated from 2017. That's the problem. Okay, how about this one?
It's rather depressing. It was a horrible year.
Madison, Wisconsin. A barber is accused of shaving a bald patch in a man's head on purpose.
Oh my gosh.
The customer went to get a haircut and said he asked for his hair to be cut with a number 2 clipper and the scissors to be used to trim the top. So he kind of wanted like a short shave on the side. You know, kind of like how you cut mine.
Yeah.
And then like scissor cut on top. During the haircut, the man said the barber began twisting his ear, accusing him of fidgeting. So, can you stop moving around, dude? Stop moving.
He twisted his ear. Was it an old guy, I'm assuming?
Well, the barber?
Yeah, I could just imagine.
No, that's a picture of him right there. He might be 40. He's not like an old guy.
I was thinking like some old, like a grandpa, you know, twisting his ear.
And the guy was 22 that was getting his haircut. The 22-year-old customer said that's when the barber snipped his ear with the scissors and then cut a bald spot pathway down the middle of his head.
Is there a picture of it?
No, they didn't put it on here. Something like, when the barber cuts your ear with the scissors,
like intentionally,
he's not going to have the opportunity to stick a razor blade in my head. Like at that point, I'm coming out the chair. So this barber was arrested and
that
charged.
Dude snapped. He was like, I'm tired of these people fidgeting in my chair.
Stop moving!
I'm done. Like, he's just snapped.
So the barber was arrested and charged with mayhem and disorderly conduct while armed.
Wow.
Like, that's insane, man.
That poor guy. It was just one haircut too many.
And the 22-year-old was reportedly saying that next time he gets his haircut, he's going to try his best not to move around.
I bet for the rest of his life, he will be so still when he is getting his haircut.
You think he has a twitch now, like when he gets his haircut? Like if they get close to his ears? Like anytime somebody's
near his ears or something, he's like, oh God.
Oregon news. So I told you this when we were in Jersey. We went to get gas, and we pulled up to the gas pump, and some dude came over and put gas in the car. Well, it was the same way in Oregon, apparently. Like
full service.
You weren't allowed to pump your own gas. Well, they just changed the laws. So they took a bunch of people who have never pumped gas before and was like, well, you got to pump the gas now. And people are getting it wrong. Yeah. Like grown adults not being able to do the stuff. So there's been all kinds of jokes and pictures floating around the internet of people driving off with the pumps still in their car, like the handles. Like that's been happening every day. Like pumps are getting destroyed. Like there is a rash of gasoline incidents in Oregon right now.
I guess if you take a whole state full of people who never have to pump gas and then all of a sudden go, okay, you're going to do it yourself now. There's bound to be stuff like that happening.
It's pretty awesome. Okay, how about this? Limestone County, Alabama. AL is Alabama, right?
Yes.
An Athens woman was arrested Sunday after making an entry into an employee's vehicle and attempting to make entry into several other vehicles. So it doesn't say in the article what the woman was doing there, but she was at a courthouse. I'm assuming she had a court for some reason. And she's in the courthouse parking lot trying to break into cars.
Oh my God.
Now,
that's so dumb. Like, you're just asking for it.
It sounds to me like she was just walking by and grabbing the handles and just trying to find cars that were unlocked. And she found one. And she gets inside the car. And it just so happens that it was a corrections officer's car.
Oh my goodness.
And he was in it. So what's her state of mind that she opens up the car door of a car? Is she like, look inside first? Like, how do you get in a car with a cop? Like, how do you break into a cop's car with the cop in the damn car? Yeah.
Like, how dumb do you think when she looked over and realized, I'm assuming she sat down?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
And looks over.
Did we ever tell that story on the show about me getting into somebody's car?
I don't know.
If we have, I'm really sorry, but this is a good story. It's a great story. We were in Walmart one day. I don't remember if the kids were with us. I don't even remember how long ago it was, but it was in Charlotte for sure. But I was like, I'm going to sit in the truck.
No, you were by yourself. It was your car.
No, it was the Escape.
Are you sure?
100%, I'm sure. You were in the store. We were at Walmart together, and I came back out. I think I might have like had to poop or something. I was like, I'm gonna go sit in the car.
Oh, okay.
So it was something weird like that. So I come out of the store, and I see the Escape, and I walk up. I hit the button, you know what I mean, to unlock it. And I open the car door, and I get inside, and I sit down, and it felt weird. Like things didn't feel right. And I turned around, and there's this lady sitting in the back seat.
I remember this now.
And she's flipping horrified. Oh my God, the look on her face.
She probably thought she was getting carjacked or something.
And then I'm like, my first reaction is, what the hell are you doing in my car? I didn't say that to her, but I saw her. And then I looked around the car and I was like, this ain't my car. So then, without saying anything, I just turned back around and I get out the car.
You said nothing? You didn't even say like, sorry?
No, I didn't say anything. And I shut the door.
How are you going to just leave that lady sitting there like that? You don't even say like, oh, I'm really sorry.
I left that woman with the best story of her life.
To this day, she's probably telling people about the mystery man who almost carjacked her.
That is the best story of that woman's life. So anyway, she went to jail. Well,
she didn't have to go very far.
Yeah. So I have two bodily things to talk to you about.
Bodily things?
Yeah, two like personal things that happened to my body.
Okay.
Before we wrap this up, unless you have some more stories you would like to tell.
No, I have nothing.
I mean, I'm having a blast. I don't have anything else to talk about.
I'm like tired. I can't do things.
Are you wanting to go to bed? Well, I got to tell you these two stories first.
Okay.
The first one is, I think I might have told you this already, but I can't. Even if I did, you pretend like you hadn't heard it before, because this is an awesome story I want to tell. I got in the car one morning and I was going to work, and it was the sun was up, so it's probably at least 7:00.
Is this when you were getting mad at the sun?
No.
You told me the other day that you drove to work and it was daylight, which is rare. Yeah, and you're like, I was mad at the sun.
I was going, it was like 9:00 in the morning and the sun was in my face. And I was like, how do people live this way? Like, how do people live with the sun? It's so aggravating that having the sun just like hit you. Like, I'm trying to drive and it's like,
I swear you're like a vampire.
It's just so bright. It's unnecessary. Like, you don't need that much sunlight. Yes, living things need sunlight. Whatever. I don't need the sunlight. There's pills I can take. Like, I don't need that mess in my life. But no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm driving to work, and like my nose was dry, and I felt that I had a booger. You know what I mean? And not only was it like a booger, it was like one of them hard, dry boogers. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I'm trying to like get it to come down like. So finally I'm like, I gotta blow my nose. So I'm driving down 17 and I'm like leaning over and I'm trying to open the glove box because we keep like napkins down in the glove box. Mm-hmm. And I grab a napkin out and I'm driving and I put the napkin over my face and I blow real hard and I felt it come out. You know what I mean? Like it came out. It
instantly feels better.
Oh yeah, it feels better, you know. And then what's the next thing you do? You look at it, right? You're like, oh my God, it had to be huge. Look at it. And I look at the napkin, nothing on the napkin. And I'm like, oh God, where'd it go? So I'm driving. My first thing I check is my beard because my beard catches everything. So I'm like, I'm fingering through my beard.
Your face?
No, let's do the story. I'm telling you the story. So I'm trying to find it, right? I'm trying to find it. Can't find it. Okay. Now I'm 30 minutes away from work. Yeah, 30 minutes away from work.
Were you panicking? Like, I have to find this for you to work.
Like, panic's a strong word, but I was concerned for sure. I'm feeling my shirt, and I'm feeling my face, and I can't find this booger anywhere. It escaped. So I'm like, it must have like went in the floorboard or something. I don't know. So then eventually I was like, it's not on me. I'm going to work. And then I go to work. I walk inside, go to my office, get my vest, and I do a bunch of stuff. Now, like 3 hours later, I've been at work for 3 hours. I go into my office and I was like, I need to clean my glasses. And I pull my glasses off of my face. Okay. And on the inside of my glasses is that booger.
Oh my gosh.
It's like on the, what is it called? The arm? What is that thing called? That holds your glasses up.
The arms? Legs?
Huh. That's weird. How do we not know that? Anyways, it's on
I don't wear glasses.
Yeah. It's on that piece. I've been wearing that booger around on my face at work for 3 hours.
At least it was like on the inside where nobody could see it.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, what if it was just like right there where people could see it, and you're walking around work. You're walking around work, and everybody's like,
"Yeah, mad I would be."
Do you see Bob's booger? Somebody needs to tell him.
Like, people, you need to tell people when stuff like that happens. When stuff like that happens, you tell it. Okay. When I first got promoted and sent to a store, I go into a manager's meeting, right? My first manager's meeting. And I walk up to one of the managers and I'm like, I'm all confident and cocky because that's how I am. And I was like, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm Bob. And I shake the lady's hand. And she goes, oh, nice to meet you too. And then she walks off. And the store manager leans in and he goes, hey man, you should probably zip up your zipper. And I was like, oh God. So my zipper was open, and I'm being all confident and stuff. And I appreciated him for that. You know what I mean? It's like, thanks, man. Like, that's awesome. But it still shook me for a while. You know what I mean? And there was another thing I did. I used to say, all the time. Because I had to talk at these meetings. And then one day, he comes to me and he's like, today I counted how many times you said, And I was like, what? I say, And then I started paying attention to myself and I said it all the time. So I looked it up. And what it is it's a thing that your brain does where you're like, I need to take a second to get my thoughts together. So during that second, just go, Well, you know what you can do instead of saying, Just don't say anything. Just pause. Especially in a podcast, because you can edit out the pause. You can edit out the ums too. You know what I mean? But, you tell people. If you see a booger on somebody's face, just lean in and go, hey, you got a booger on your face.
Nobody could see your booger, thank goodness. It was
they
on
couldn't.
The inside of your glasses. So. How did that even happen?
I guess I blew really hard.
It ricocheted.
It ricocheted off of something for sure.
It ricocheted off of that tissue because it went up and back instead of out and down. It went in the complete opposite direction. It ricocheted. You had a ricocheting booger. Yeah.
Magical booger. So here's the next thing that I want to talk about. Don't look at the picture. You're ruining the story. Just wait. I was clipping my fingernails this morning. Okay? Because my fingernails grow fast. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm...
I don't know. You looked at me for it felt like a long time that you were just looking at me after I said yes, like you were expecting me to say something else.
We do a podcast. So if I ask you a question like
you
that.
You asked me if I noticed how fast your fingernails grow. What else do you want me to say?
I don't know.
There's no conversation to be had over the quickness of the length of your fingernails.
So I go to cut my fingernails this morning. Have you ever cut your nails and you'll snap it and they fly away?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Well, I went to cut one of my fingernails and it popped, and it flew and stuck into my finger.
How does that even happen?
There's the picture of it.
Oh my God.
When I pulled it out, blood came out of my finger. Here's another view of it.
Oh my God. How did that happen?
It was like a dart. Isn't that insane?
Was it from that same hand or from the other hand?
No, it's from, no, it was I was holding the clippers like this and I cut this finger and it flew off and stuck in my finger right there.
So it was from the opposite hand.
Isn't that crazy? Look at that.
That's intense.
So I pulled it out. It was in my finger, probably 1/4 of an inch, and it bled.
That's ridiculous.
How wild is that?
That's insane. Your fingernails are out to get you.
I never seen anything like it before in my life.
You got stabbed.
Yeah.
By your own fingernail.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a freak accident if I've ever seen one. That's wild.
Do you think that's what 2018 is going to be like for me?
Ricocheting boogers and stabby fingernails. Oh my god, that looks so good.
Well, with the wrap up of the Furious Fingernail, I think we're going to call it a night.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't even see straight. I'm so tired.
Should we say something like profound for our first episode in 2018?
I have no idea.
You know what? I've got the perfect thing. Find your laugh.
Find your happy.